Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is your host with the most, trying not to boast, Javin Canada, and I am here to welcome you back to the Sportslogic YouTube channel. What? Yeah. I know it's been a while. I know I've been making a lot of videos on TikTok. I'm gonna split the diff, and let's get to it with the good, the bad, the ugly, the meh, and the weird about the 2025 NBA trade deadline. Start off with the Los Angeles Lakers. I know they're the talk of the town. Everyone's speaking about them. Everyone is speaking about them. And yeah, for really good reason. They pretty much made the trade of the weekend by trading for one Luka Doncic. Now, I'm going to get to Dallas later. That's why I just did that whole thing. I'm going to get to Dallas in a second. The LA Lakers traded for Luka Doncic, Mark Williams, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. The outgoing players and picks are Anthony Davis, Dalton Knecht, Cam Reddish, Max Christie, Jalen Hood Schifino, a 2029 first-round pick, a 2030 first-round swap with Charlotte, and a 2031 first-round pick. Very good haul. I think that moving Anthony Davis was the right move. I don't think you would have been able to pull Luka Doncic to LA without getting rid of Anthony Davis. Very good move by the Los Angeles Lakers. Very great move for the future of the franchise after LeBron James leaves. I don't know how many more years he stays in. But I think he stays for the next couple years, and then we figure out what you want to do with Luka. Luka is the future of your franchise. I know that he's very upset by this move. I know that he's very distraught by this move. I know that he's very hurt by this move. He was buying his house in Dallas recently, within the last few weeks. He was buying a new home in Dallas when word suddenly came down that he was being traded to Los Angeles. So yeah, very, very just completely uprooted. I think this move is the move that completely shifted the entire NBA. Because of that, there are multiple teams that needed to make moves, and they felt like making moves now would be the right thing to do in this very much situation. But Luka's there. It's Luka and LeBron. It's the Luka and LeBron show. You got a really good big in Mark Williams. Maxi Kleber can come off the bench, and Markieff Morris can be a nice piece to a very somewhat taller team now, outside of Anthony Davis leaving. Anthony Davis, who wanted a five. It's crazy that Anthony Davis just didn't want to be a center anymore, and then the Lakers subsequently traded for a center, which is I didn't understand that, but hey, onward and upward for the Los Angeles Lakers. Next team who did a really great job, in my opinion, is the Cleveland Cavaliers. They traded for DeAndre Hunter by getting rid of Karis LeVert, George Niang, a 2026 first-round pick swap, and a 2028 first-round swap, and 3 second-round picks. Cleveland, who's already been doing great, they're the 1 seed in the East. They're beating out Boston by a few games. And really figuring it out on their team, are now looking at their situation and said, hey, we need a better wing. We need somebody who can, be productive on the wing. And with a couple of bigs and with Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, it works on all fronts. It just works on all fronts. It works everywhere. And with the depth already behind this team, we got to see how it works between the rest of the Eastern Conference once, the playoff push and then the actual playoffs. Are you just a playoff contender? Are you a championship contender? Are you an Eastern Conference contender? And then are you a championship contender? Very interesting move, and I think that it's gonna be something significant in the near future. This team that did a really great job filling out some of their team, San Antonio. Watch out for the San Antonio Spurs. Have Wemby. They've done really well with CP3 and a few other players that have been very much contributing, like rookie Stephon Castle. Now in comes De'Aaron Fox, Jordan McLaughlin, Patrick Baldwin. Out goes Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Sidi Sissoko, a first-round pick from Charlotte. They converted to seconds, if not conveyed, and a 2027 first-round pick, and a 2031 first-round pick from Minnesota. Very great move. De'Aaron Fox needed a new a new change of scenery. I don't like how he handled things in Sacramento, how things went in Sacramento. And he needed no better player to play with than Victor Wembanyama. I don't know. But every game it's gonna be a lot of quick ball handling, guys trying to, pass to each other. Shot making is gonna be a little bit higher. De'Aaron Fox is very quick, speedy. You don't have to wait for Wemby. And even if you do, hey, you miss a shot, put back Wembanyama. It works on all fronts. The pick and roll game is going to be crazy. The pick and pop game is going to be crazier. And I've already seen like instances of it. Whatever, you see the highlights, especially against Atlanta, who I will be bringing up later. Very much just the pick and pop is already crazy. The pick and roll is even crazier. It's just 7 foot. What is he? 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan. I think, man, the guy's he's a monster. And now you just added a speedy guard who can score from anywhere on that team. That makes it very good in the near future. We've talked about all of the good. Let's get to the bad. And the number one bad team out there right now, Phoenix. Incoming is Cody Martin, Vasile Micic, sorry if I said that wrong, a 2025 first-round pick, a 2027 first-round pick, a 2029 first-round pick, least favorable of Utah, Cleveland, and Minnesota. And a 2020, all three of those were least favorable of Utah, Cleveland, and Minnesota, and a 2026 second-round pick. Okay, I just like to make this note that my source is Bleacher Report. That's who I got this source from. I'm gonna get the name and I'm gonna attach it to this video after. Outgoing was Yusuf Nurkic, a 2026 first-round pick, least favorable of Phoenix, Washington, if 1 through 8, Orlando and Memphis, and the 2031 first-round pick. Whew, that's a lot of picks. Anyways, the reason why I say that Phoenix is bad, there's rumors that Kevin Durant wants to leave. If no significant moves were made, there was a bunch of last-ditch efforts for Kevin Durant before the end of this trade deadline. But I knew, just like everyone else knew, that the problem would be and continue to be Bradley Beal on that basketball team. Bradley Beal, who was a really good player on a really bad team, suddenly gets to a good team and can't produce to the same level. I don't know why that is. I don't know why, I just don't know why. I'm very confused on why it hasn't been working out for the three of them. And it's been very frustrating from that team. And now there are crazy rumors about Kevin Durant wanting to leave. There was Warriors rumors, Miami rumors, Houston rumors. Even Minnesota tried to make a deal for him at the last second, but it didn't work out. And that's a lot to take from that. The reason why I say it's bad, there's a lot of pressure if they don't make it out of the first round, if they get swept again, like they did, I think it was last year, if not the year before, if they get swept again in the playoffs, and they're one of the first teams to get knocked out of the playoffs. Now there's a lot of like moving characters that could be in the air. There's a lot of moving characters, and I don't think that Kevin Durant stays. And I think because of Bradley Beal's no trade clause, now you run the risk of Devin Booker. Is he gonna stay long term anymore? He's been there for a very long time. He's been there through multiple coaches. Multiple players have been in and out now. He's had a run at the finals that didn't work out for him, and then you ended up giving up Chris Paul, and from there it hasn't really built to anything since. A few players have been shipped out. You bring in Kevin Durant, you bring in Bradley Beal, and yikes. This is all we're getting, and that's pretty much it. Also, you give up a lot of size with Jusuf Nurkic getting kicked off the team. Phoenix, man. Excuse me. The next bad team, Portland. I don't know. What is your plan? You completely sat out of this trade deadline. You still have Robert Williams. You still have DeAndre Ayton. You still have Jeremy Grant. You still have Anthony Simons. What are you doing with all of these players? Like, you got all of this talent left and right. You got a bunch of rookies in there. You got a bunch of kids in there, especially Shaedon Sharpe, Scoot Henderson. Why are you still holding on to Anthony Simons? Why on a team that doesn't really use a lot of their bigs like that, why is Robert Williams and DeAndre Ayton still on their team? Like, what is the plan here? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And that's why they're bad to me. Next bad team, even though they got an A- from Bleacher Report, is the Utah Jazz. I know they made some moves. Incoming is KJ Martin, Josh Richardson, Mo Bamba, Jalen Hood-Schifino, which I think he got released. I could be wrong on that. I think he got released. Dennis Schroeder, but he was rerouted to Detroit. 2028 second-round pick via Detroit, a 2031 first-round pick via Phoenix, a 2025 second-round pick that goes to from the Clippers, 2025 second-round pick from Dallas, and a second-round pick from the LA Clippers. Outgoing is Drew Eubanks, Patty Mills, a 2025 first-round pick, least favorable of Utah, Cleveland, Minnesota. 2027 first-round pick, least favorable Utah, Cleveland, Minnesota. And a 2029 first-round pick, least favorable Utah, Cleveland, Minnesota. Now, the reason why I said Utah is bad, in my opinion, is that you still have Walker Kessler with a younger Filipowski, I think that's how you say his name, and everyone's still trying to figure out what's going on with trying to understand what it is that you're doing with Lauri Markkanen. Now, I know that you extended him, but I don't really see any type of build because you have one of the worst records in the league. I don't know if it's going to work for you in the near future because you have a lot of talent, but you're in that Cooper Flag sweepstakes. And already, like, you still have a lot of talent out there. Also, you have Jordan Clarkson. You got Colin Sexton. Like, what is the direction with this team? Some of the guys are old, some of the guys are young. It's a mix between both, and y'all aren't really at the top of the conference. You're not even competing with the rest of the conference like that. You're 14 in the West, 12 and 37. You're 28 games back from first. What is the direction with this team? You got to make more moves. There's got to be more talent. That, hey, you can bring in this guy and ship off this guy, but Danny Ainge is holding them hostage, I feel like. But, you know, Danny Ainge is kind of holding them hostage. Yeah, just I don't get it. I don't understand it. There's a lot more players that need to be traded. I feel like you need to go a lot younger, especially with some of the guys that are on your team, and you're on path for one of the top picks in the draft. So I don't know what the direction is. Just, you know, yeah.